Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Metapods, and today I'm your coach for the Texan Clearbodies in season number 2 of the Alola International, and this is our week 5 team builder against the New York Metapods. By the way, this is not a game against A-Drive, even though you would think it is. It's not, but it is in fact A-Drive's team, the New York Metapods. But it's not coached by Dan, fun fact. But anyway, so yeah, we're playing this week against New York Metapods. This is week 5, like I said, and this is our team building portion for our video set for this week. Last week, if you watched the video that went up recently, then you know, spoilers for anybody who doesn't know, I encourage you to check it out. The playlist to all of my Alola International matches, as well as my PBC matches, is linked down below in the description, so I encourage you to check that out. But the Texan Clearbodies pick up a 2-0, I believe it was 2-0, I can't remember, either 2-0 or 3-0. We pick up a 2-0 or 3-0 victory last week over the Slumanian Slowbros, I think it was, and that was actually Goku's replacement from the league, because Goku actually got an extension for one of his games and then left the league unannounced. So unfortunately he did have a replacement, and I played the replacement as his first game, and he loses 2-0, I believe it was 2-0, falling on the back of Jolteon with Hidden Power Fighting, I believe? No, falling off the back of Jolteon with Thunderbolt with Life Orb. So, I'm going to pick up a 2-0 W, so we are actually clawing back this season. Like I said, we are clawing back this season, and hopefully we can do just as well as we did last time and claw our way back into a playoff contention, because we, as of right now, are, I think, what, second seed out of playoffs, I think? Second or third seed out of playoffs. So that is either 6th or 7th in our overall standing in our division standings for playoffs contention. We are currently 7th in the division, so we're not doing too bad. We're 7th in the division, which means that we still have a fighting chance to make playoffs, because the top cut is the top 4. We're either 7th or 6th. If we're 6th, that's even better. I don't know. But either way, like I said, this is our team builder. Last week we picked up a W. And so yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into Pokemon Showdown, where we have our team for this week. I got a bit of explaining to do with this team, so I'll go ahead and explain that once we see it. On the right side of the screen, as always, we have my team as well as my opponent's draft, my draft as well as my opponent's, so that you guys have an idea of what we are bringing, why we are bringing it, and hopefully a better understanding of the thought process as far as moves, EVs, IVs, and everything else that goes with it, so that you guys have the absolute best understanding for my entire thought process as best as I can explain it. And I think that it's best explained if you can see the mons that each of us have, so that you have the best picture possible for my thought process. So like I said, yeah, so if we look at his team though, he has Mega Glalie, which is a negative 40 points draft, which means, what that means in the draft was that he picked Mega Glalie, which was a low tier pick, which means he received 40 extra free points to use in his free choices. Each coach has 400 total points. Because he drafted Mega Glalie, he has 440 points of free points to choose from. So that's the process there. Mega Glalie is a threat because of the base 100 speed it has, plus refrigerate boosted return, frustration, ice shard, quick attack. I think it gets quick attack. I don't think so. I don't know. But it does get ice shard, and the refrigerate ability makes all of those normal attacks stab as well. So it can click double edge and shit in my mouth, basically. So that's the thing. You look at the rest of his team, he's got a Heatran, he's got a Galvantula, which Galvantula is webs for speed control, which is something very, very, very tricky to build around. He's got Espeon for hazard bouncing. Espeon is in fact the fastest thing on his team. Thing to keep in mind, that Espeon is the fastest thing on his team, barring the Zygarde 10%, which is actually the fastest thing on his team. Zygarde 10% hits 115 base, Espeon hits 110, and the Galvantula hits 108. So he's got a really relatively fast core, and he wants to slow my fast stuff down with speed control from the Galvantula sticky webs, and then he's got Heatran as a Bulkymon, and a few others that I can't remember off the top of my head, but you guys can see it as always. But now that I'm done rambling about his team, his Zygarde is his Zygarde 10% is a Z Crystal user, by the way. Fun fact, if you couldn't already see it, Mew is our Z Crystal user, and we did bring it this week, as we have every week so far. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the team building portion of this, now that I've gone and rambled about this team that this opponent has. So, the first thing we have this week is Strike Flyer, which I didn't name, unfortunately. Let me name this really quickly. I can spell correctly. Okay, so we have Strike Flyer, our male level 50 shiny Macondberry Crobat this week with Infiltrator, Brave Bird, U-Turn, Taunt, and Cross Poison. Before I cover the EVs, let me cover the moves a little bit. First of all, you see the Macondberry. You're like, okay, so this is a bulky Crobat, but you look at the EVs, it doesn't have very much bulk to it. So what's the thought here? Well, let me explain. So you look at his team and you see the Espeon lead, and you also see the Galvantula lead. The Galvantula lead is the more likely lead, which is what Taunt is there for. Taunt is there to catch the Galvantula and stop it from sticky webbing, because it's probably a Sash lead sticky web set. Sash lead sticky web with like Bug Buzz, Hidden Power of some sort, sticky web, and Thunder. So I stopped that with Taunt. I stopped the Galvantula from putting up webs, and then I'm able to click like U-turn and get out of there so that he can't thunder me twice. Now, the Macondberry is there for that specific situation. So essentially this Crobat is here to stop the Galvantula from putting webs up, essentially. So here's the situation. I lead Crobat, right? And so that tempts him to click Thunder the first time. And it's fine if he does that, because Thunder with the Macondberry popping does 51% minimum, which means I get to it KO'd, but I'm able to stop him from putting webs up. I'm able to taunt, stop him from putting webs up, force him out potentially, click U-turn on the next turn, gaining momentum into my control. If he stays in, his Sash is broken, which is essentially what I want to do. His Sash is broken. He clicks Thunder again. I switch into Jolteon, which is another thing that I brought. I switch into Jolteon, catch the Thunder with my Volt Absorb ability, and Crobat is sitting safely where it needs to sit for later work going forward. Cross Poison is there for one of his fairies. I don't remember which one. But Cross Poison is there for something on his team. U-turn is Momentum, U-turn is Espeon, Taunt is obvious, and Brave Bird is the stab move of choice. U-turn is also there for Momentum, of course. Mega Galele. Cross Poison was there for something. Let me go into the docs really quick and let's find out what Cross Poison was there for, because I cannot remember off the top of my head. So if we look at it, Cross Poison is there for Tapu Bulu. That's what that's for. Cross Poison there for the Tapu Bulu primarily in case I choose not to click Brave Bird and do recoil damage to myself, given that I am at 49%. Given that I want to live as long as I possibly can, I can click Cross Poison and 2-hit KO a bulky variant and 1-hit KO a offensive Choice Bandit set. Now let's look at the speeds. Let's look at the EVs a little bit. We are 20 HP, max attack, adamant nature, 8 special defense, 228 speed, 20 HP, just so I have an uneven HP number, max attack, adamant nature. I need to be adamant to secure the kills, whereas Jolly does not secure the kills unless I'm Choice Banded, and I cannot be Choice Banded in the situation that I want to be in. So I need to be Macondberry with adamant nature to secure the kills I need to get. So that's what that's for. 8 special defense to help with the Macondberry Thunder reduction. And then 228 speed actually outspeeds Espeon by 1 point. So I will not outspeed Zygarde 10%. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to unless I ran Jolly, and I don't want to run Jolly. So I'm outspeeding the Espeon, which is the fastest thing I can outspeed with my investments. So 228 speed hits 179. Max speed, Timid, Espeon hits a total of 178. So I outspeed that by 1 point. This was initially built to outspeed the Galvantula by 1 point, hitting 178. But then I reconsidered, considering Espeon's my ability to outspeed Espeon, and I decided to outspeed Espeon. In case Espeon did decide to lead, I could immediately U-turn on in front of that, or find out if it's Choice Scarfed as well. So that's the thought process there. The next thing we have on our team this week is Stay In, our Ferrothorn with Chapel Berry Iron Barbs, making its debut this season. This is actually another counter to his Tapu Bulu. This is also a counter to his Mega Glalie. And then I can just Power Whip pretty much anything else. Stealth Rocks are very important because things like Glalie don't appreciate Stealth Rocks, so I need to keep Stealth Rocks on my side of the field. But the one thing I did not bring, and I'm realizing this now, is I did not bring a Defogger. But when you look at it, the only thing that puts up rocks is Heatran, and I'm fine with rocks this week. I'm actually fine with rocks this week because hopefully he doesn't put rocks up, or even if he does, I hope I don't have to switch much. That's it really. Power Whip is there, Gyro Ball is there for Tapu Bulu, Gyro Ball is there for his Mega Glalie, which I will 2-hit KO, 78% minimum. Okay. Knockoff is to get rid of a Choice Band. Stealth Rocks are Stealth Rocks, straightforward. Power Whip is Power Whip. Now let me explain the calcs on the reason why I am running Chapel Berry this week. So my switch into Tapu Bulu every time, momentumed or not, is this Ferrothorn. Because the expected thing is that he's going to click Wood Hammer, do damage to himself, and then click Superpower on the next turn. So if he has Superpower, that's what this Chapel Berry is for. The Superpower from a Choice Banded Adamant Tapu Bulu does 40% minimum damage, absolute min roll, 40% minimum damage, to I think like 46% high roll, with the Chapel Berry active. But once he takes the attack drop from the attack and defense drop from the Superpower, which I live because of the Chapel Berry, his attack and defense drop because of the ability, and I'm able to click Gyro Ball and do about 75-78% to it, which would pick it up from where it would be at. And if not, I can force it out and click Gyro Ball and do damage to something else. For attack, Adamant Nature, just to secure some extra power. Max HP, max defense are straightforward, so I can take those superpowers and whatnot. But the one thing is he has to click like Horn Leech, and if he clicks Horn Leech, that's fine. I can sit there and deal with it. I've got Iron Barbs to do chip damage to him. I've got Knockoff to get rid of items in general. I could get rid of some Choice Bands. I could get rid of a Focus Sash, which I would already have gotten rid of. I could get rid of some Choice Scarves if he decides to bring those. So that's the thought process there. And the Gyro Ball is there just for those two things. Zygarde 10%, if it is an Outrage set with like Choice Band, it does like 30% to me, which is ridiculous. So it doesn't do much to me at all. So that's something to keep in mind. That's another reason why I am... Actually, am I Adamant? Oh, I'm Brave. Yeah, I want to be Brave so that I have the attack increase. But I want attack increase... I could be Adamant too if I wanted to be. But I guess this... But the thing is I want to be as slow as possible, because the slower I am in comparison to my opponent, the more damage the Gyro Ball does. So that's part of the reason why I'm Brave. I decided not to run a defensive nature this week. I could go like plus speed or plus defense minus speed. I don't even know if that exists. Let me see if that exists. Let me see if plus defense minus speed exists. I don't think it does. Let me see. Plus defense minus special attack. Plus defense minus special defense. Plus attack minus defense. Plus attack minus speed. Not special defense. Does the speed one exist? I don't believe it does. Plus attack minus speed. Plus attack minus speed. It does not. That nature does not exist. Plus attack minus speed. Plus attack minus speed. Plus attack minus speed. Oh, it does. See, my brave nature exists, but plus defense minus speed. Plus defense minus speed. Does plus defense minus speed exist? I don't think it does. Plus defense minus speed. Plus defense. It does exist. The relaxed nature exists. But I'm gonna go with brave. Because I need to be adamant, or the attack increasing nature, because the attack increasing nature secures the kills, whereas relaxed nature does not. So that's one thing. I was just curious to see that. But yeah, for max HP, max defense, for attack, brave nature, straightforward, not really something special about this. It's just defensive, and hopefully this thing's able to put in a lot of work for us. It is its season debut, so hopefully it does well. The next thing we have on our team is our leftovers, water absorb, Chorion, Scald, Ice Beam, Toxic, Hidden Power Grass, 236 HP, 220 defense, 40 special attack, and 12 special defense. Scald, so basically he has a Suicune, right? He has a Suicune, and I'm able to sit in front of Suicune and just be like, yeah, what are you gonna do? If he carries HP Electric, that's a bit of a problem. However, Hidden Power Grass does about 22% to him, so he'd have to be like, Calm Mind. But as long as this thing's alive, he can't do anything. And I can Toxic him. Hidden Power Grass is there for coverage against that thing, because Scald won't do much. Scald is there for everything else, including the Heatran, and an Ice Beam is for Zygarde 10%. There's not much else to it. 236 HP because I had that left over and I wanted to be uneven in my total number. 220 defense because I had that left over after my investments to special attack and speed. After my investments to special attack. And then I had 12 EVs left over overall. And I put those in my special defense, as is to take a hit from his special attackers a bit better. Like Suicune, for example. If I can take a hit from Suicune a little bit better. And the 40 special attack actually secures 22%, whereas otherwise it'd be 10%. So I need a bit of offensive pressure, so I put that in there. The next thing we have on our team this week is Chainsaw, our Mega Pincer. Pincerite, Aerolite, obviously, Frustration, Quick Attack, Earthquake, and Close Combat. Frustration, Quick Attack are straightforward, explanatory. Quick Attack is priority. Frustration is frustration. It's the return alternative. Both flying type moves because of Aerolite, with Stab as well, because I am a bug flying type. Earthquake is for Heatran as well as Close Combat. Earthquake is there also for things like Suicune and Zygarde 10%, and in Close Combat is for Mega Glalie, is for his Zygarde if I need it there, it's for his Heatran and all of these other things. We are Jolly 228 Jolly, max attack, and 36 HP. So we have 36 HP to be uneven, max attack obviously, and then 228 speed. 220 speed allows me to outspeed Mega Glalie by 1 point, because that is the fastest thing on his entire team that I can outspeed. Because Galvantula, unless Galvantula is like modest, I think I can outspeed a modest Galvantula. I don't know for sure, but Galvantula hits 108 naturally, but I'm outspeeding base 100s, so maybe I can outspeed a modest variant of Galvantula if he decides to bring that. We'll have to see. I'm anticipating a Scarf Timid set just to get the webs up though, so that's one thing. After Ranky evolving, Pincer is not affected by the webs. Crobat's also not affected by webs. Ferrothorn and Vaporeon don't really care. Jolteon could have a bit of a problem, which is something to keep an eye out for. And then Mew could also have a bit of a problem with webs, which is why I want to keep the webs off my field regardless of things. So yeah. There's not really much to this, to be completely honest with you. The next thing we have on our team this week is our Synergizer with Strike Flyer, Keating, our Jolteon, Life Orb, Volt Absorb, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, Ice, and Substitute. Now, you're like, what the f is this? Okay? Well, let me explain. Volt Switch and Thunderbolt are self-explanatory. Momentum, speed control, you know, Hidden Power Ice is for Zygarde 10%. And then Substitute. He has a Honchkrow, and if I end up in a situation where I'm facing a Honchkrow and he clicks Sucker Punch, I want to click Substitute one time, take the Substitute, and sit behind it while he Sucker Punches, which is fine, and then I can click Thunderbolt and kill him off. So that's the thought process there. 116 HP because I had that leftover, max special attack, timid nature with 140 speed. 140 speed allows me to outspeed Zygarde 10%, Jolly max speed by 1 point, hitting 183, I hit 184, outspeed that by 1 point, unless he brings like a scarfed, variant of anything, even a scarfed the Zygarde 10%, but logically thinking about it, why would you bring a scarfed 10% with extreme speed? I don't know why you would do it, but you could do it, you know? So, that's the thought process there. There's not really much to it. Hidden Power Ice is specifically for that Zygarde 10% so that I don't have to sit in front of that thing. I wanted to be Scarfed, but I cannot be Scarfed with that thing around. But I could probably be Scarfed still, but I don't. I want to try substitutes. Substitute Jolteon 1 week, so I decided to try it this week. The next thing we have on our team, and the last thing we have this week, is Mew. Ahoy, Captain, our Electrium Z, Mew, our Z Crystal user, with Thunder, Psychic, Focus Blast, Ice Beam, 192 HP, 4 defense, 8 special defense, 244 special attack, modest nature, 60 speed in its investments. So let me cover the moveset choice. Thunder is specifically there for the Thunder into Electrium Z Gigavolt Havoc, because Fizz Def Suicune, which is a physically defensive Suicune, takes 99% max roll, I think it is. I think it's 82% to 98 to 99% as my investment from a Gigavolt Havoc, which essentially breaks the, which will essentially break the core of, it will essentially break Suicune unless he rests on that turn, which would be really sad. But Thunder's there for that. Psychic is there for everything else, barring the obvious Heatran, barring the Honchkrow as well, because it's a dark type, so I can Focus Blast that. I could also click Thunder on that if it felt risky, and an Ice Beam is for Zygarde 10%, and Tapu Bulu as well. Psychic is there for that as well, but Ice Beam is also there. Ice Beam to Tapu Bulu will do about 60, 70-ish%, somewhere in there. 192 HP just because I'm bulky, 4 defense, 8 special defense because I had those left over, 60 speed allows me to outspeed a max speed Adamant Tapu Bulu by 1 point, get a clean switch in, and I'm able to outspeed it by 1 point and click off an Ice Beam and hurt it. 8 special defense is just there because it can be for his special attackers. 4 defenses there to try to live a hit from the Tapu Bulu, which I don't think I can. 244 special attack, modest nature. That's all I need to get the kills I need to get. So yeah, Electrium Z is specifically for his Suicune. It could also be for his Honchkrow. And if the Sucker Punch comes off, that's what the 192 HP is for. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, that is our team this week. Hopefully we can do well. Let me know down below what you guys think of the team. Let me know what you guys would change and things of that nature. Also comment down below how you think we're going to do with this week and this season if you'd like. But also be sure to follow me on my social media, which is linked down below. It's just my Twitter, but it's linked down below for updates onto why things are super late, why things haven't been uploaded, where things are, what's to come, and so on and so forth. All of that will be posted on Twitter. So yeah, with all that being said, I will see you guys in the battle itself. But until the battle, this is your coach for the Texan Clearbodies. My name is Metapods, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.